Michael Vey, prisoner of cell 25. We're going to read 13 and 14 this time. And 13 is titled Spiders. I've never cared much for Mondays. If I were the king of the world, I'd have Mondays removed from the calendar. Of course, the problem is that then Tuesday would become the new Monday, which would defeat the purpose. Then again, if I were king of the world, I probably wouldn't hate Mondays. Notwithstanding, this was one Monday I was looking forward to. I was celebrating my birthday with my mom, Austin, and Taylor at Pizza Max. What could be better than that? As I suspected, my mother was thrilled to hear I had invited Taylor, though I'm not sure if she was more excited that Taylor was coming or that I had actually gotten up the courage to ask her. We were eating breakfast when I said, "So we need to pick Taylor up at school, okay?" My mom smiled. "No problem. I was thinking I should get her a present. Do you know what girls like?" She smiled at me wryly. "I should hope so. I'm a girl." "I know. I mean one my age." "Trust me, we're all the same. We like clothes and jewelry. And flowers." "I only have $26, I said. "Does she have an iPod?" "I think so. You could get her an iTunes gift card. We have them at the store." "That's a cool present," I said. "That way, every time she listens to a song she bought with it, she'll think of you." "Mom," she laughed, "I'm just trying to help." Austin had another dentist appointment that morning, so after breakfast, my mom dropped me off at school. I can't believe the difference a weekend can make. Somehow I went from zero to hero. People I didn't even know said hi to me in the hall, and the basketball team, who previously didn't know I existed, had taken to calling me their little Norris. I'd be lying if I said I didn't like it. That afternoon I was standing in line for hot lunch when Austin marched up to me. "Dude, we need to talk." "Hold on, I'm getting my lunch." "This is more important than food." Those were words I never thought I'd hear from Austin's mouth. "You're serious?" "Has a heart attack, dude, and we need Taylor." I looked around. "I don't know where she is." "She's over there," he said, pointing across the crowded lunchroom. That's when I first realized Austin had TADAR. I don't know why he was so much better at finding her than I was, but he definitely was. Taylor was sitting at a table with 5 other girls. "You need to get her. Now." "You go get her," I said. "She won't come with me. She doesn't even remember my name." "Yes, she does. She's just teasing you." "You're the president of the Electro Clan," he said. "It's your responsibility." And we're on page 93. I wondered what good it was being president of something if you're always being told what to do by the members. I relented. "All right. I'll meet you in the courtyard." I left the lunch line and walked up to her table. Taylor was in the middle of telling a story, and one of the girls nudged her when she saw me approach. Taylor looked up at me. "Hi, Michael." I felt awkward with all the girls looking at me. I did my best not to twitch. Can I talk to you?" I fumbled for an excuse. "About biology?" She looked at me quizzically. "Sure. What's up?" "Can I talk to you in private?" "Ooh," one of the girls said. "Shut up, Katie," Taylor said, standing. "I'll be right back." We stepped away from the table. "What's going on?" "Austin says he needs to talk to us. He says it's important." "Important?" "He skipped lunch to talk to us." "It must be important. Where is he?" "He's in the courtyard." We walked together to the school's outer courtyard. Austin was sitting alone on a bench, a little hunched over, as if hiding. He stood when he saw us. He was clutching a piece of paper. "Hi, Austin," Taylor said. "What's up?" Had he not been so grim, I think he would have been overjoyed that she got his name right. "Everyone sit down," he said gravely. We sat on both sides of him. "Remember our last meeting? We were wondering about what might have happened around those days you were born." "The 11 days," I said, "when all the babies died." "Exactly. What I did was look through the newspaper for anything," page 94, "out of the ordinary that began the day or week before April 16th. Everything looked pretty usual until I found this." He held up a sheet of paper. "It's a newspaper article from the Los Angeles Times." He read it out loud. Pasadena. Scientists from Elgin Incorporated, an international medical equipment provider, announced today the discovery of a new method of body imaging, which they claim will, quote, render current MRI, magnetic resonance imagery, technology obsolete. The new machine, called the MEI, magnetic electron induction, was created at a cost of more than $2 billion, and according to its developers, quote, has the potential to deliver benefits of diagnosis and treatment once considered an impossibility, unquote. Dr. C. James Hatch, Elgin Incorporated CEO, said, this new technology will have the same effect on current medical technology that the X-ray machine had at the turn of the 19th century. Current MRI technology uses radio waves to generate images of organs and tissues. In closely guarded technology, the MEI creates electrically charged molecules that are 1,200 to 1,500 times more visible than current MRI readings. This method is the first of its kind to employ electrons to create an enhanced view of the body. This new technology will benefit every known discipline of medicine, and possibly many that have not yet been pioneered, said Dr. John Smart, one of the machine's inventors and professor emeritus at Harvard Medical School. This technology may very well pave the way to new disciplines in health studies. The MEI technology has received FDA approval for limited human testing and is currently being installed in Pasadena General Hospital. Human testing is planned to begin April 16 of this year. Austin set down his paper. Now here's the clincher. 12 days later, a small article ran in the Times saying that the MEI experiment had been temporarily suspended due to some minor technical malfunction. I said. What are the odds that all those babies started dying the day the machine was turned on and ended the exact same day they turned it off? Impossible odds, Austin said. Crazy impossible. The machine must have something to do with it. You mean they put all those babies through the machine? Taylor asked. No, they wouldn't do that. I'm guessing that something went wrong and the machine's waves traveled through the walls. And if the machine was somehow responsible for those deaths, Taylor said, the people who owned the machine wouldn't want others to find out about what happened to all those babies, or they could be sued for millions. Hundreds of millions, Austin said. Wow, Taylor said. Think about it. They've been hiding this from the public for 15 years. If they knew that we knew. That, Austin said, looking even more worried, is why I needed to talk to you. He turned to Taylor. How did you look up those first hospital records? On the internet. Where? On my computer, Taylor said. At home? Yes. Why? He combed his fingers back through his hair. I was afraid of that. What's wrong with that? I asked. Hopefully nothing, but they might have set up spiders. Taylor asked, what's that? Spiders comb the web looking for references to certain topics or inquiries. They could have programmed their computer to alert them whenever someone looks up a certain topic, such as birth records at Pasadena General during those 11 days, I said. Page 96. Austin nodded. Exactly, he said breathlessly. You need to clear off anything on your computer connected to that search, cookies and everything. If they track you down, what would they do? Taylor asked. They've already killed 40 people. With more than $2 billion of research at stake, who knows? Taylor suddenly blanched. Oh, no. What? Something happened Saturday while I was at your party. What was the name of that company again? Elgin Inc. Taylor suddenly looked pale. Meet me at my locker. She sprinted off toward the building. She had already opened her locker by the time we caught up to her. She pulled out a glossy trifold brochure and handed it to me. The piece looked like a recruitment brochure for some kind of fancy school. The cover of the brochure had a picture of well-dressed, smiling students walking in front of a beautiful building. Taylor said in a hushed voice, "This guy came over Saturday night and met with my parents. He said he was from a very special school in Pasadena, California. He told my parents that nationally this school only selects 17 students a year and that I had been recommended by an anonymous source for entry. They said it was the most prestigious boarding school in the country, and those who attended were guaranteed a full-ride scholarship to the university of their choice, Harvard, Yale, anywhere." My parents were way excited, but told him that they could never afford the tuition. The man said not to worry about it, that they were offering me a full scholarship, including books and room and board. All I had to do was show up. Austin looked jealous. "But you're only in 9th grade." "That's what my parents said, but the man claimed that starting their students young is one of the reasons their students are so successful, and that any student enrolled in their school could pretty much name their college and salary. My parents told him they needed time to think about it because they didn't want me to be away." Page 97. "What's the name of the school?" I asked. "The Elgin Academy of Pasadena." "Elgin?" I looked again at the brochure. Taylor looked afraid. "What have I gotten myself into?" "You've got to erase everything off your computer as soon as you can," Austin said. I shook my head. "If it's them, it's already too late for that. You better tell your mom and dad." "Tell them what? That their daughter has superpowers and some big corporation is hunting her down?" "If that's what it takes," I said. She leaned back against her locker and slid down until she was sitting on the ground. Her eyes began to fill with tears. I sat down next to her. Without looking at me, she said, "I'm scared." "Listen," I said, "my mother has been in tough spots before. She'll know what to do. We'll pick you up from cheerleading. We'll figure it out tonight." Taylor wiped her eyes. "Okay, that's a good plan. Trust me, it will be okay." I looked at the brochure again. "May I keep this?" She nodded. I folded it up and put it in my pants pocket. Just then a voice came over the PA system. "Michael Vey to the front office. Michael Vey." Taylor looked at me with wide eyes. "What's that about?" Austin said. "I have no idea." And that leads us to chapter 14, which we are also going to read. It's not very long. It's called A Change of Plans. Page 98. I walked to the front office about as enthusiastically as a man on his way to the electric chair, and with about as much hope. I was ticking like mad, blinking and gulping. As I stood in the waiting room, the school secretary, Mrs. Hancock, walked out of Mr. Dahlstrom's office. She greeted me with a smile. "Hello, Michael," she said. "Mr. Dahlstrom will be right with you." I swallowed. I was afraid that was the reason they were calling me. I had no idea why Mr. Dahlstrom wanted to see me. I hadn't been shoved in a locker for days. A moment later he came to his door. He was smiling, which looked frighteningly out of place, like lipstick on a pig. "Michael, come in." "Yes, sir." I followed him inside his office. He sat back in his chair and smiled again. "Have a seat," he said, page 99, gesturing to the chair in front of his desk. "How's school going?" I looked at him, wondering if some alien being had taken over his body. I slowly sat down. "It's fine." "Great. I just wanted to tell you that your detention has been canceled. I'm sorry about that little misunderstanding, and Mr. Vrains and his cohorts will be doing their time. I guarantee they won't be bothering you anymore." "Oh," it was all I could think to say. "Thank you." He stood and walked around his desk to me, putting his hand on my shoulder. "Michael, we're proud that you're a member of our student body." Now I was certain I was being punked. "You are?" "Absolutely we are." Mr. Dahlstrom leaned back against his desk. "Michael, I have some terrific news. 2 of Meridian's pupils have been awarded the prestigious C.J. Hatch Scholarship to the acclaimed Elgin Academy in Pasadena, California. And you are one of them." He stuck out his hand. "Congratulations." I gulped. How had they found both of us? I timidly offered my hand. When I could speak, I asked, "Why me?" Why not you? Mr. Dahlstrom said. Elgin Academy selects their elite student body using a closely guarded process that involves scholarship, citizenship, and character. I am told that this is the first time in the Academy's illustrious history that two students have been invited to the Academy from the same city, let alone the same school. We are very proud indeed. I don't know what to say. Say hooray, he said. This is the chance of a lifetime. The Academy's board will be contacting your parents directly and extending the offer. I'm certain they'll be as proud and as excited as we are. It's just my mom, I said. I was suddenly very afraid for her. And Michael, the best part is that your good fortune is shared by the entire student body of Meridian High. If you and the other student accept this remarkable offer, our school will be given a $200,000 grant to use however we best see fit. We could restock our library, refinish the basketball court floor, procure new music stands, buy new wrestling mats, and still have plenty to go around. He leaned forward. This is the biggest thing ever to happen to Meridian High. Your picture will hang proudly on our Hall of Fame. What if I can't go? I said. His expression fell. And pass up this incredible once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? He leaned forward, looking at me with an expression that was oddly both friendly and threatening. I'm sure we can count on you to do the right thing. I swallowed. Yes, sir. I'd better let you get back to class. Don't want to stand in the way of our greatest student. Do you need a tardy slip? No, I don't think the bell's rung yet. Right you are. You can go. Have a great day. I walked out of his office more terrified than I had gone in. Austin and Taylor were waiting for me outside fifth period biology. Taylor didn't look like she felt well. Are you okay? I asked. She had a hand on her right temple. I'm just upset. What happened? Austin asked. Why did they call you down to the office? I was still processing everything, and I didn't want to upset Taylor any more than she already was. I'll tell you later. Austin's brow furrowed. Did you get in trouble? I'll tell you later, I repeated. Let's just go to class, Taylor said. I need to get my mind off of this. Good idea, I said. Taylor didn't say much during biology. Actually, she didn't say anything. She looked like it was all she could do not to go running out. More than anything, I wanted to reach over and hold her hand. I didn't blame her for being afraid. I was afraid. Actually, I was terrified. Page 101. I had no idea who those people were and what they would do. I met Taylor in the hallway after class. Are you all right? She nodded, but said nothing. Austin walked up. He looked as nervous as we were. You remember the plan? I asked Taylor. She nodded again. Okay, I said. We'll pick you up at 5. I'll meet you at the front of the school, she said. Are your parents home? I asked. They don't get home today until after 5. Why? Just in case my mother needs to talk to them. I hope not, she sighed. I'll see you later. See you. She turned and walked off to the gymnasium. Austin and I walked in the opposite direction out of the school. We hadn't even left the schoolyard when I said to him, I don't feel right about this. Maybe we should stay with her. That would seem weird. So? If she'd wanted us to stay, she would have asked. Yeah, I said, you're probably right. So what did Dahlstrom want? I've been offered a scholarship to Elgin Academy. Austin blanched. Oh, no. It gets worse. They've bribed Mr. Dahlstrom. They've offered the school $200,000 if Taylor and I go. You'll have to change schools. Dahlstrom will make your life miserable if you don't go. I know. When are you going to tell your mom about all this? I'm more worried about what to tell her. What if she wants me to go? This is bad, Austin said, shaking his head. Really bad. We walked the rest of the way home in silence. Page 102. Sorry about that. 102. My mother got home work later than she had planned, just a few minutes before 5. She called as she opened the door. Michael, Austin, you guys ready? We're over here, Mom. We were sitting in front of the television watching the Discovery Channel. It was Shark Week. When is Taylor done? She has cheerleading until 5. It's almost 5 now, she said. We better hurry. Mom, Austin, and I climbed into the Toyota and drove over to the school. My mom pulled up to the school's front steps and put the car in park. Where are we meeting her? My mom asked. She said she'd be in front, I said. Maybe they're running late, Austin said, or she went back inside. My mother said, you two run in and see what's up. I opened my door. Come on, Austin. We ran up the stairs into the school's main lobby, but Taylor wasn't there. We walked down to the gym. Inside, groups of cheerleaders were practicing stunts. I looked around, but I couldn't see Taylor. Where is she, Austin? Use your TADAR. She's not here, he said. She has to be. She's not. Mrs. Shaw, the cheerleader advisor, was on the other side of the gym. I walked over to her. Excuse me, Mrs. Shaw, do you know where Taylor Ridley is? She looked up from her clipboard. Taylor said she wasn't feeling well, so she left early. She walked home? I don't know. She might have called her parents. Thank you, I said. Austin and I walked out of the gym. That doesn't make any sense, Austin said. Why didn't she call? Just then I spotted Taylor's friend Maddie. She was wearing gym clothes and walking down the hall texting. Page 103. I called out to her. Maddie! She looked up and smiled. Hi, Michael. How are you? Fine. Have you seen Taylor? It's really important that I find her. She left practice early. She had a really bad headache. Did you see her leave? Yeah. How was she acting? Well, she was upset because of her headache. Was she alone? She looked at me with an idiotic grin. I'm not telling on her. This isn't a thing, I said. I looked at her phone. Look, will you call her, please? She never answers her phone. I'll text her. Great. Just ask her where she is. Sure. She thumb-typed a message. Less than a minute passed before her phone buzzed. She's at home. I felt some relief. Tell her I'm here to get her and ask if I should come over. She began typing. Her phone buzzed again. She said she's sorry she forgot to call. She's not feeling well and will have to pass on tonight, but happy birthday. She looked at me. I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy birthday. Thanks. I turned to Austin. At least she's okay, I said. We walked back to the car and climbed in. My mom looked confused. Where's Taylor? She went home early, I said. She had a headache. She looked as disappointed as I felt. That's too bad. Maybe next time. And that is the end of that chapter. Until next time. See ya.